Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. If you guys are new here, my name is Kristen and today I'm very excited because I am going to do a collab with Ariel from Naturally Mermaid. She also runs a podcast, so let's go get into the collab. Hi Ariel, thank you so much for coming onto my channel today. I'm very excited to meet you via video chat finally. So do you just want to introduce yourself to my subscribers and viewers over on my channel?
Yeah, sure. I'm Ariel. I go by Ariel Sahar on YouTube. I have a channel called Naturally Mermaid. So check me out over there. I haven't been very consistent lately, but things will probably change soon. But anyway, I like to talk about sustainability and things having to do with sustainability and natural lifestyle, natural hair care, like beauty, whatever, anything natural and sustainable.
Which is wonderful. Same with my channel. And then you also have a podcast.
Yes.
So where can they find you for that?
Yeah, so I recently started a podcast on June 1st. It's called Sustainable Brown Girl. And you can find that on Spotify, Apple, Google Podcasts. And also we have an Instagram at Sustainable Brown Girl.
Perfect. And I love it. You guys definitely need to check it out. I think I found you over a year ago because we both talked about plastic-free July. And also, guys, we're going to have a video on her channel. So go check it out about plastic-free July. So I found you probably, I don't know how long ago.
Yeah, it was before July though, because I remember I followed one of your tips for Plastic Free July. So it was definitely before then. I remember you just commented on my video and I went to your channel. I was like, oh, she's so cool. And then there began our friendship.
And then we just started talking via the internet and now we're finally having an actual conversation.
Exactly.
It's wonderful. Especially with your community on Sustainable Brown Girl and just with YouTube channels, it's great to find like-minded people. Whereas in the real world, you might not find people like that, like your neighbors or whatever, So it's nice to find you on the interwebs. I was wondering how you started your sustainability journey and how you got into low waste living and all of that jazz.
So actually, I would say that it kind of started with wanting to change my routine from all the harmful products that had parabens. And at first my sister introduced me to natural deodorant. And so that's really what started it, because she was like, it causes Alzheimer's and all that stuff. And then after that, we started learning more about parabens and whatnot. And so I just kind of started changing my beauty routine to more natural products. And then after that, the first zero waste swap that I made without even knowing was switching to a menstrual cup. And that was back in 2016. Yeah. And it was mainly because of the, health benefits, because tampons are awful and whatever.
Right.
But yeah, so that was my first change. And then after that, probably in 2018, I started learning about climate change and stuff like that. And that's really what started the low waste sustainable journey.
That's awesome. I feel like everyone's journey is so different and their stories. So it's always interesting to see how everyone starts. And I think deodorant was definitely one of my first natural swaps as well.
Right.
So
yeah.
That's cool. What made you want to switch to talking about sustainability and low waste living on your YouTube channel? Because I know you started talking about other things beforehand. And I feel like that's a rite of passage on YouTube. You have to start somewhere and then everyone always switches up their content and all of that.
Yeah, definitely. I started my channel in 2015. And when I first started, it was called Mermaid Chic. And honestly, I didn't really have a niche. I guess with the mermaid thing, Ariel, mermaids, that's a given. But then chic, I guess I was going to try to talk about fashion or whatever, but it's just not really me. So so for about a year, I just kind of floundered about. And then around 2016, I started with my menstrual cup video and then my natural products video with beauty stuff. And then once I found out about climate change and I started finding, YouTubers like Sedona Christina and Shell Bisley and Sustainable Vegan. I'm like, oh, this is actually a niche that I'm interested in. And,
Yeah.
like I can make videos about that stuff too. So that's where it changed.
Well, that's awesome. I think we just need more people talking about sustainability and like unrealistic expectations of sustainability need to kind of be broken, because
yes,
everyone is going to be imperfect. I am far from perfect. I don't consider myself to be zero waste, but it's easier with keywords and finding you to use it. But yeah, so that's awesome. I love that. You have this channel about sustainability. You start talking about it on YouTube. What sparked Sustainable Brown Girl? How'd you get started on Instagram and with the podcast?
Yeah, so kind of what you were just saying about wanting to show more of the imperfect lifestyle, so that was part of the thing, just wanting to show that. But then even more so, when I was looking for people to follow on YouTube and on Instagram and stuff, it was just a lot of white people. And, and I was like, I know I'm not the only person, the only Black person, brown person who's interested in this. And so, like just doing just a little bit more digging, because it didn't take that much for me to find more people who were doing things in the sustainability industry. But so after just finding quite a few people, I was like, we don't know about these people,
Right.
So there's so many communities on Instagram and Facebook and stuff for people of color, like Black Girls Gardening, Brown Girls Invest, Black Girls in Yoga, and so I was like, well, we should make a community for people in sustainability too, because, it's really blowing up and I want to get the word out to more people.
Definitely.
So that's how I got started with that.
That's
and then,
awesome.
so you asked about the Instagram. It was probably maybe around September or August of last year, 2019, that I started it. And, it was just kind of moseying along. Like I kind of would do a little bit here and there. When I started the podcast in June, we had just hit 1,000 followers on Instagram.
Yeah.
And then with the Amplify Black Voices movement and like Black Lives Matter movement, it just like really blew up. And so now we have like, I don't know, well over 4,000 people. Yeah, it was really good timing. It's bad to say that, but yeah, it was like, good timing. It was there kind of established and stuff. So so it's just grown from there, and it's really exciting to see people be interested in it.
That's awesome. And it's just so important to have representation for everything.
For sure.
So I think it's awesome that it's not just about like you either. And it has like a community focus and like spotlighting and highlighting different creators. Yeah. I think it's awesome. So I applaud you. And I am so glad it's like already kind of blowing up. Like, yay. That's great because we need it in this space for sure.
For sure. Yeah, for sure.
So good on you, Ariel. That's amazing.
Thanks.
How do you come up with topics, and like how do you choose people to talk to on your podcast or to highlight on Sustainable Brown Girl? Like, are you kind of encompassing all of sustainability, or are you like focusing on one certain thing?
Yeah, sustainability is such a broad topic. So So I think like that's part of the thing, is that I do want to show everybody that there's so many different aspects of sustainability, and you don't have to be perfect at just one thing in order to make a difference. So so that's like the main goal. So we talk about everything. So like I said, we just launched in June, so we don't have that many podcasts up yet. But the ones that we have done so far, I've interviewed a packaging engineer from a like large company. She's a sustainable packaging engineer, I should say. So she's looking for ways to, make packaging more sustainable. And that's my cousin. She's part of the reason why I started the podcast too, because like she kind of mentioned it to me.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. And then also we've talked to a zero waste shop owner in South Korea. It's a Black American woman who opened a zero waste shop in South Korea. So I think that's super interesting. Also, I talked to the founder of Black and Green. That's the all natural marketplace that sells products just by Black artisans. So yes,
They're great.
Yeah, right. I know you talked about them too on your channel.
Yeah, well, it's just nice. Sorry, don't mean to interrupt. It's just nice that like it's basically just like a one-stop shop for pretty much everything you could need, which is amazing. And it has all Black artisans, which like you can't find that anywhere, I feel like, except for there, which is great. So
right, exactly.
It was a need and she met it.
And then one of the upcoming podcasts that we have is going to be with a environmental and climate justice lawyer. So so I want to talk about like all things like climate activism and zero waste and like everything having to do with sustainability, because we can all choose, even if it's just one thing, like one category or whatever, and make a difference. And, you know, it goes a long way.
I love that. That's awesome. And I like how your podcast is it's more conversational and just hearing everybody's story, which I personally like more so when I listen to podcasts than just listening to facts and what's going on, because it can be super overwhelming. So it's cool to see like all the different career paths that people take within sustainability and what they are doing to uplift the movement, I guess you could say.
Yeah, precisely.
So, that's awesome. Precisely. So if you were to give advice to someone just starting this journey, what kind of things have you learned and what tips would you give them?
Okay, well, if you're just starting out, I would say start slow and really be observant of the things that you're doing. You know, like for me, I'm eating out a lot. So I had a lot of plastic takeaway, and it was like drinking a lot of water bottles. So, you know, like
been there, done that.
Yeah, seriously. So just take inventory of the plastic that you're using, and Plastic Free July is such a good time to do that, because you just kind of like quit everything cold turkey and you're really able to see like what you're using plastic for and what you can live without.
Right.
So, so start slow and just, look at everything that you can change, but don't try to change everything in one day or 1 month. Like use Plastic Free July as a starting point, but don't try to go forward with that for the rest of your life if you don't want to.
Right. That's very overwhelming, I feel like, for me at least. Being like, I have to cut out every single bit of plastic from my life. So with that, are you going to be participating in Plastic Free July this year?
Well, I've been going back and forth really for the past couple of months trying to decide if I'm going to. Yeah. And with the pandemic, it's really difficult, especially for me. Like a lot of the plastic I use at this point is in my food category, and it's like I don't have access like to bulk food, because Sprouts, that's the only place I could get bulk from. They put everything in plastic. So like that's not an option. And I don't want to feel discouraged by those types of things. So what I'm going to do this year for Plastic Free July, there are still some things that I can change. I can try a shampoo bar. Like I've been putting it off for the longest.
Yeah.
So I think I'm going to try some new things that I've been putting off this month. And that's how I'll observe Plastic Free July.
That's awesome. Because I've been debating too, just with the pandemic, it's a lot harder to get bulk goods. And same with me, that's the majority of where my plastic comes from is food packaging. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, we'll see.
Well, thank you so much, Ariel, for doing this video with me. And you guys definitely go to her channel. We're going to have a whole video about Plastic Free July, and we're going to give some tips and talk about our failures and our wins over there. So go follow Ariel, go follow her podcast, check her out. She's awesome. And thank you for coming, Ariel. I'm so glad that we can talk today.
Yeah, me too. Thanks so much for having me.
Of course. Well, I will see you over on your channel.
Yeah, let's go.
Okay. Bye guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you liked this video, please give me a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and just remember, you do not have to be perfect to live sustainably. I will see you guys next time. Bye!